Times were tough, so I sold my soul. And I don't think I'll ever regain control. Devil looked me in the eye, now I look the other way. What else could I do? I just stared at the doorway, knew I'd rather be drunk with you.
Internet, Dracofunk here. Welcome back to the Reusable Space Program, Season 4, Episode 8. And we are on Minmus. The mining craft is full and is heading back to orbit. And pretty much just launch and have it start moving towards the horizon. I'm shooting for around a 55, or not 50, well, I ended up with a 55 kilometer orbit. A little bit higher than I meant. And I'm just going to circularize and get it back to the station. I believe it's Atlantis Station. Enterprise, Columbia, Atlantis. Discovery is in orbit of Duna, and I'm trying to remember what's in orbit of Ike. Actually, I lied. This is Challenger Station, because Discovery is in orbit of Duna, and Atlantis is in orbit of Ike. Unless I got that backwards. Anyway, I have rendezvoused with the station. I just need to do a quick docking maneuver, and then all the fuel transfer fun happens. And then I can send this space truck back to Kerbal orbit. There's a nice docking port just right there. Let's see, I gotta figure out where's all this fuel going. I believe this load of fuel will go to the truck stop. I'm trying to get regular fuel loads, and that's the... Trying to keep everything fueled is difficult, and I'm going to need to basically have all three big fuel loaders going to refuel the tourism station. But also the truck stop is getting really low on fuel. And I realize that part of the issue is it's not supposed to ever be where everything is full. Because in real life, everything is constantly moving. And that's kind of the way this whole system I've developed in the game is. There's fuel constantly coming in and going out. It's constant work being done. And my next big project is going to be developing the Eve system, which I had wanted to do sooner in this episode. I also want to set up a station around Dres, but not a big station. So here I am. This is the rescue mission. And it's going to take so much fuel just to get there. And then it's going to take a whole bunch of fuel to get back into a regular orbit. Just to match planes, it's 1100 Delta V. I still gotta check. I still think there's one fuel tank. I either didn't launch it yet, or I don't know where it's at. I believe it's either half RCS, half liquid fuel with oxidizer, or all RCS. I don't remember. But I thought I had launched all the fuel tanks that went to the station. I only know right now where 3 of the liquid fuel tanks are. Trying to hold off and save RCS. Figure, oh no, that's the thing. Okay, shut down. Ugh. And the space truck broke. Great. And it's enough off balance. I'm gonna have to use reduced thrust and RCS to keep it stable, which is going to make this rendezvous more difficult. I'm actually getting further away. So I lost an engine pylon and a fuel lot, or a fuel pod. That's why it's so off balanced. And I'm not getting closer. That's not a good sign. Well, here's another craft that needs to land and be repaired. That's fine. Okay, this time I am getting closer. Alright. I'm going to just dock to the back of this other space truck and let that space truck do all the flying. Alright, yeah. So this other space truck, this is the Veos inspired one where I kind of saw his video and then just made a space truck based off of what I kind of remembered it being, like, what I kind of remembered it looking like, but not just outright copying it because I wasn't really paying attention. Okay, that's not going well. And I know it says right now that it thinks I don't have enough delta V, even though I do. Which would be bad if I don't, because right now my periapsis is inside the planet. But it won't be once we're done. I gotta watch my monopropellant because I'm having to use the RCS to keep the craft flying stable because it's so off balanced. I'm getting kind of low. Close enough. And I'm in a stable orbit. Transfer some fuel over. Some monopropellant. And I'm just going to leave the space truck there. Deorbiter can rendezvous with it and land it so it can be repaired and return to work. Meanwhile, I think it's time to make a delivery, even though it'd probably be better if I were to go and fill the fuel tanks. But at this point, I think I'm just going to go actually deliver them to the station and have the dedicated tankers fill everything like they're going to have to be doing anyway. I need to watch my RCS because I am dangerously low. I think I forgot to re-enable better burn times when I move the game to my new computer. But I did just realize that I'm not capturing my mouse this time, which I'm happy about. I'm just confused because I haven't made any changes yet. There's the tourist space station. And I'm going to deposit both of these fuel tanks on the bottom. And even though I said I need to be watching my RCS, I am not watching it closely enough. And I am almost there when right about here I run out of RCS. The good news is I'm close enough that the station can just complete the docking for me. Alright, that's one down. Then I can transfer some monopropellant over and move the other one. And I probably should put it on the other side, but I'm just going to move it and put it along the back. There we go. Probably give some fuel back to the space truck. And try and reorient the station a little bit. And there we go. Get this aligned with the space truck stop. Not too terribly difficult. I got plenty of delta V. What's going on? For some reason that was not set up correctly. I'm just going to put it in a 300 kilometer orbit because I don't have time this episode to do all the rendezvous with the space trucks. Because I'm going to have to look and see where everybody is, where everybody needs to go, what needs to happen. But that is another episode. So, either way, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, write me some comments. Tell me what you think. Anything. I don't know. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.